going to answer a more extensive question inspired by Diomid Hydeen, and he was wondering how you make a steel fishing rod. I thought this would be a good way to show how you really make anything in Black Desert, the process it takes, and stuff that you need to do it. So, for this particular item, you're gonna find it in the tool workshop. And that's gonna be the man, I actually got rid of it to get the contribution points, but let me pull it up here. Yeah, there's one of these buildings here. I wish they had an easier way to, but anyways, here it is here. So there's your steel fishing rod. Now, this doesn't give you a very good way to look at things. So just control left click it, and you can keep that up on your screen if you want to find the necessary items. So for this you do need blackstone powder, I told them otherwise, steel, and ash timber. So ash timber is really the only unprocessed item you need for this particular thing. Ash timber, you just go out, your workers can get it, and you just need to make sure that it is in the Heidel storage. And I know I got ash timber collecting here, but when you get your stuff from these nodes, it's going to go to the corresponding town that the node is connected to. So you can, in order to craft it from this town, you have to have those items shipped over, and you can do that from this screen, transport. This is also a good way to clear up inventory space if you need to. And ironically enough, I have been doing kind of a lucrative steel fishing rod business. So, like I need, let's say I want to get these steel fishing rods over to Velia. So, put them all in the freight wagon, transport fee 14.4. Since I don't have them connected through nodes, it's going to triple that fee, which is still denominal, so that's fine with me. To connect the nodes, it's going to cost you a lot of contribution points, and that's really only good if you're doing trading, which I recommend doing. That's a fun thing to do, but you really have to put your contribution points into that if you're gonna do it. So when you're not trading, then you want to take your contribution points out. Now back to the fishing rod. So we got ash timber, that's the only thing that's not need to be processed in Velia. I've got my refinery, and level 1 refinery is enough to make blackstone powder. What you need is rough stone, and you get that from any mining node. The way I found to get it much faster and at higher qualities is to grind up, which I don't have any on me at the moment, but grind up your gems, like the ones that you can socket through transfusion. Grind those up, and I've got one that gave me 60 blackstone powder, which probably was a good gem, but I'll take that powder instead. But otherwise, you'll have to get that through the workers doing it for you, and like this guy. So say you've got your items you need, like I got 107 rough stones in there. Select your worker. Goblins are going to do it the fastest, but they've got the lowest amount of stamina. Like you can see here, 10 minutes versus like double the time, 22 minutes. Who's also a goblin, but it's not making my point. Goblins got low stamina, but they got high work speed. So just keep that in mind when you're buying workers. Starting out though, I recommend just buying what you can so you don't waste the 5 energy trying to window shop for them. Now this button here is going to delegate how many times they actually make the stuff. I like to always have my workers constantly working, so I always change this to the max, and the reason the max is 7 is because that's how much energy he has. So then you just click start work, and since my storage is full, that's one thing you can't have for them to actually do things. So to fix that while you're not there, you can transport. So let's transport some things to Heidel. Since that's where we'll be making our rods, I'll transport my ash timber over that. and by Fate Wagon. So that's going to clear up a spot. So now we can keep in mind it's not Powder of Darkness, even though they look very similar. The Powder of Darkness comes from byproducts, and that you get in another video. But there's a Blackstone powder, that's what you need. You need 6, I believe, 4 per thing, and you really need these for everything to craft in Black Desert, so I always recommend having these being made. And then you just click start work, and it's as easy as that. So we got the ash timber, and we've got the Blackstone powder. Now the last thing we need, I believe, is bronze, a certain type of metal. Let's go back to our tool workshop. Sorry, it's going to take me a second to find it again. But let's, okay, I know what the picture looks like. So you're going to need a mineral workbench, which is just like the crop workbench or anything else. What this does is refines your roughly gathered items. So for that one, I know you need steel, so you're going to need melted iron shard and coal. Now since Medea is here, I already found another coal place to get your workers to mine coal, but pre-Medea, the only place to get it was from this town here, Kelplin. And I still recommend doing this since you get the 1 free worker, not having to spend any points on lodging. So you just go there, get this node here, and it is only 1 contribution points to get the node running there. So you got 1 for the quarry and 1 for the coal. And then I need to get the shipped up to Heidel, and this one actually can't go there. So the other way to do it is to just do it yourself. Ride over, pick up the coal, and bring it back to where you're actually crafting the item. So once you have those there, the coal can go in unprocessed, but as you can see there, for the steel ingot, you also need what is it? It might be bronze, but it's the same thing. Melted iron shard. So all that is processed iron. So the way you get that is get the iron, or you can get that from a worker, you can mine it yourself. Once you have that, we'll show you what you do. I actually dumped all my iron ore in the storage, but just pretend that, say, the silver ore is iron. So go to your production, and you can only do this, not your workers. Go to heating, and all you have to do is have at least 10 of them and heat that, and 10 will make 1 melted, like in this case melted silver, but when you want melted iron. And once your production's high, you'll actually get more per you get more per melted. So once you have all those in the proper storage of where you're going to create the item, it doesn't have to all be in the same storage unless you're actually crafting the rod itself. Like, you can have the mineral workbench in Velia, just when it's complete, have it shipped over to Heidel. Go to your toolcraft, and let's say this is a toolcraft. Sorry for using so many examples here, but let's just say that, like, this is the, if you have all the proper materials, all you need to do is start work. You can make more than 1 if you want, if you have the materials for it. And that is the process there, and when it's finished, it will appear in your storage. I hope that helped, buddy, and just let me know in game if it didn't, or you need more clarification.